This review's on the movie The Locksmith. I'm the Angry Guy, and I'm going to tell you like it is. Miller, Ryan Phillippe needed a lot of money, so he convinced Kevin, George Akram, his best friend, to help him rob a cash house store. Corrupt police detective Zwick, Jeffery Nording, offered Miller the job to rob the cash house. A little suspicious there. He told Miller if any calls came in about the cash out being robbed, he would head it off. Yeah, right, buddy, out there. But the corrupted police officer Zwick really was thinking he would capture both Miller and Kevin to get promoted to a lieutenant in Vice Squad. But the way it turned out, Zwick killed Kevin, convicted Miller, and Zwick still got promoted to lieutenant. That's how shit works out usually. 10 years later, Miller gets out of prison. Oh boy. When Miller gets out of prison, he tries to make up to Beth, Kate Bosworth, his ex-wife, which she has been hired in the police department. Okay, from a waitress to a police department. Okay. Beth is cautious with Miller because she realizes Miller might abandon her and her daughter, Lindsay, Madeline Gottbolt, again. Oh, jeez. April, dead Kevin's sister, needs to break away from Garrett of being an escort, needs a lot of money since her brother got killed to get out of town. April decides to make a visit to Miller. Yeah, put the old guilt feeling in, huh? Miller feels guilty for getting her brother, Kevin, killed, so Miller decides to help her because after her brother died, she had nowhere to go, so she went to Garrett, Charlie Weber, a real estate mogul, for help. He turned her into a fucking prostitute. Come on! So Miller robs Garrett's gambling and prostitute house. How lame, how thin is this fucking plot? After the robbery, Miller tries to call April, but she doesn't answer her phone. OMG! Tanya, Kaylee Bryant, a prostitute with April, a high school friend of Beth's, told her, since she's a police officer, Garrett has been hurting April, so she had to run away. Tanya continues to tell Beth she saw her ex, Miller, go into April's house. That's a little conniving there, don't you think? Oh boy. After stealing money from Garrett's house, Miller could not reach April on her phone, so he went to April's house and found it was a mess. And guess who seen him go in there? Tanya, of course. Let me just say, I had my doubts about the storyline. Examples. I researched and there were 5, maybe 7 writers for the film Locksmith. A fucking major mistake. From Beth being a waitress to working in a police department as an officer, I had a hard time believing that shit. That is a major leap I could not make. Especially the time Beth, Kate Bosworth, had to spend as because she would have been away from her daughter for a large amount of time. Well, I guess that's where Mom and Dad comes in, huh? Then Beth agrees to promote to Vice Squad, which include more money, but a lot more time to be spent without her daughter. No questions asked. She said, let's do that. What about her daughter's sake? But her daughter, Lindsay, Madeline Gilbert, turns out to be a perfect and all social graces and plays the piano beautifully and still loves her dear old convict dad. Oh, man. One other tidbit, Miller and Kevin pulling in the house of cash back parking lot with headlights on their van and didn't notice across the street is a business with a couple cars in the parking lot, which means they probably have surveillance cameras outside pointing towards the parking lot and capturing the house of cash. Did anyone look? Hello, Chief Stern. On Kevin's hand, there would be any GSR on his gun hand if he shot the pistol in the corrupted police officer Zwick's car? Hell no. Shit happens, Valuable information on a thumb drive Chief Stern got from Beth, put it into a manila envelope, and places in an unlocked top drawer of his desk. It was as if no one could see him through that big window in his office when he placed the valuable information in his desk. Come on. What kind of lame-ass shit is this? This is what happened afterward. Miller made his second bad choice. April killed a police lieutenant, so she's going to prison. Miller's best friend Frank, Vig Rames, is dead because of Miller's choices. Not a good friend, huh? Detective Perez, Noble Gaglimi, who I wish I could meet in person, is dead along with his boss, Lieutenant Zwick, which he was no great loss. But at the end of the movie, Beth is giving Miller a second chance by holding his hand at Lindsay's concert, which she is playing the piano beautifully. And to top it off, Miller's daughter loves him again. Isn't life just grand in a half-baked movie? Oh, man. Out of an alphabetic score, I give the Locksmith movie a C fucking minus. There were too many writers for the film The Locksmith. At times, the story was so thin. As April, who blames Miller for her brother's death, came to see Miller, you knew what was going to happen throughout the movie and figures out that little twist. What twist? Well, think about it. Lieutenant Zwick wants Miller dead because he knows the truth about the cash house bust and how Kevin, April's brother, really died. Oh, boy. A question for you. Could you forgive someone who talked your brother into a robbery and he got killed? Well, could you? Could you forgive him? Would I recommend to stream this movie? Even though I enjoy Ryan's work, I wouldn't say no, but I'd say hell no. Hey, thank you for subscribing. Thank you. Appreciate you viewing and value your comments.